on this horrifying episode of MythBusters.
Here's Adam.
There's thrills.
Oh, like burrowing. Ah!
Spills.
Who talked me into this?
And spine-tingling chills for the hair-raising Halloween special. First, Adam and Jamie go bump in the night.
Yes, we're staring at you. We're all staring at you.
Finding out if the science of sound
These ain't no boom boxes.
could explain reports of paranormal activity. Then it's a grave concern.
Are you ready for the horror?
Testing the movie myth that moving a dead body is dead easy. Meanwhile, Carrie, Tori, and Grant take fright
Breathe, just breathe.
Yeah, breathe.
and work up a cold sweat. Finding out if there really is a smell of fear.
Thank God it's over.
Who are the MythBusters?
Science is dangerous.
Adam Savage
Hi, Mom.
and Jamie Heineman.
Bye-bye.
Between them, more than 30 years of special effects experience. Together with Carrie Byron,
Face the arachnid chair.
Grant Imahara,
Nothing to touch me!
and Tori Belleci.
It's a cute little bug of death.
They don't just tell the myths,
What more do you need to know?
they put them to the test.
Children of the night, prepare to be terrified, for it is time for the MythBusters Halloween special.
Do you have a costume for me?
Would you even wear one?
No.
Then we don't.
So what's on the roster for the Halloween special?
I'm glad you asked. First up, we have a myth called the frequency of fear. There is apparently a certain frequency of sound that people can't hear, but they can sense it, and it makes people feel spooked. And it might be an explanation for why people think certain places are haunted.
I like that. And you know, I also want to try dealing with disposing of bodies.
Really?
Yeah, you know, in the movies, they're always slinging them around like they're easy, but there's a reason they call it dead weight.
That's great. It sounds positively ghoulish.
There we go.
Yep, be afraid. Be very afraid. Because Adam and Jamie have doubled the dread for a duo of disturbing myths. And first up is an audio anomaly. There's no shortage of folks reporting that they see dead people. But science suggests that this paranormal activity could all be down to inaudible sounds. Could the vibration of household appliances at the supposed freaky frequency really make you see a ghost?
So what's the plan for frequency of fear?
Well, the specific frequency turns out to be 19 hertz. It's subaural, which means you can't hear it. But to give ourselves the best chance that someone might be able to sense it, I think we need a big, fat speaker stack that can generate 19 hertz at a fairly high intensity.
Sounds good. So we can be scientific and all, why don't we get, say, 4 separate cottages that are already a little spooky?
Ah, and we'll only play the sound in one of them.
Yeah, and if they're already a little spooky, maybe the tone will send them over the edge.
Oh, that's terrific. All right, let's do it.
And deep in the backwoods, the MythBusters have found the perfect location to set the tone.
Where's Jamie? Little spooky here, isn't it?
I think it's plenty spooky.
Now, because this is a Halloween episode, we wanted the location we came to be good and spooky, ooh, but not so spooky that it would actually skew the control of our testing spookiness. And about 2.5 hours north of the MythBusters shop in Northern California in the Redwoods, we found this fantastic club resort, and no one's been here in almost 15 years. It was once beautiful, now it's simply perfect for us. They're perfect for our purposes because despite small cosmetic differences, each of our 4 cabins has a nearly identical layout. We will, however, only be applying our infrasound treatment to one of the 4 cabins, and we'll be trying to find out if there's any meat to this myth, i.e., does a statistically significant majority of our volunteers find that cabin to be the haunted one? Perfect.
Indeed. And to generate that hum,
These ain't no boom boxes.
Jamie's tracked down a supersized stack of speakers.
These boxes full of speakers right here were specifically engineered by Mythbusters Sound to generate large volumes of low frequency. Remember the episode on the brown note that we did?
Feel like you want to poo?
I can't say I want to poo.
We had a whole truckload of their speakers then to do that, and this right here is about twice that much. It's equivalent to the sound that you might have coming out of a large rock concert. It's about 40,000 watts, or you know that home theater system you have? Well, it's about 400 of those.
Yep, cabin number 3 has a sound system to die for. But for this test, they're pumping the volume down?
These speakers are clearly capable of making the whole building vibrate and the windows shake, which is what they're doing now. And we can't actually have any sounds that the test subjects can hear because that would skew the results. We've got an upper limit on the amount of volume that we can pump out of those speakers. So we're going to have to tune this back just to the point where there's nothing audible, including rattling, and we'll work with that.
Indeed. So Adam preps for a little cabin fever.
Nice. It's good and spooky. I like it. On to the rest.
Each cottage gets an identical rustic renovation.
Ah, here's Adam.
The hidden cameras are hidden, and a single chair is placed at the center of each. With the volume dialed down from 11, Jamie goes for a test run.
This is interesting. I can't hear anything out of the ordinary. I do feel like there's something going on in me. It feels like I have butterflies in my stomach, or I'm really tired, but I've had too much coffee. It's sort of anxiety producing. I don't know about fear, but it's unnerving. Let's see what Adam has to say.
What's up?
Well, there it is, 19 hertz.
That's it? It's playing?
Yep.
Hold on. I can just barely feel something.
If you didn't know it was there, would you notice it?
No, I would never have pegged it. It's perfect.
That's what I thought.
Shall we get to testing?
Yeah.
All right.
Next up, the MythBusters are on the scent.
All right, so this is a classic for the Halloween special.
What is it?
The smell of fear.
What about it?
Well, the fans want to know, is it just a Hollywood tagline,
The smell of fear.
or is there a detectable scent that humans give off when they're scared?
That means we're gonna have to get scared for this, doesn't it?
You betcha.
So now looking forward to this?
This is a myth straight out of schlock horror. But does the sticky sweat of fear really have an aroma of anxiety? And would that stink be whiffy enough for a human nose to sniff it out?
So if there is a smell of fear, it must be something secreted in sweat.
Exactly. So why don't we set up an experiment where we're collecting normal sweat as we're exercising as a control, and then we'll collect more sweat while we're being scared.
All right, then we take those samples, bring in some volunteers, and see if they can smell the difference between fear and non-fear sweat.
Cool, but you know what that means. It means we're gonna have to devise some kind of torture for our fear sweat samples.
Well, you remember cold feet?
How could I forget?
Well, apparently our fans are demented and they want to torture us with more creepy crawlies. So they've come up with a list of things. We're gonna pick 3 and then each of us will pick one out of a hat.
Sort of like a sick and twisted lottery where none of us really wins.
Great, I can hardly wait. But you know, before we get to that, we should get out the treadmill so that we can get our control samples.
Good idea, stall as long as we can.
Yeah.
Yep, it's time to get a little steamy and sweaty for science.
Okay, time to collect your sweat sample.
Yeah, get in there, guys.
No, you put your sweat capturing pads on yourself.
Be my guest.
No.
Ultimately, they'll pit this exercise sweat against their scared secretions.
Eye of the tiger, baby. Kids, definitely don't try this at home. This is advanced.
And the best part is, I'm not afraid at all. So this is just pure sweat.
It's a pure and relaxed experiment
Grant, think about robots and puppies.
to sweat out a control baseline.
You're almost halfway there. Keep it going.
You got it, coach. I won't let you down.
And after each MythBuster has pounded the treadmill for 20 minutes, they've got a bead on exercise perspiration.
Looks like science confirms that Carrie's hot.
Red hot. Nice.
Nice work, Carrie.
All right.
Off to the freezer.
So we've been told by our experts that it's critical that our samples don't degrade, and that the best way to do that is to put it in the freezer. So this, just keep them fresh.
With the control exercise sweat chilling out, it's now time to enter the little workshop of horrors for their trial by fear.
Next up, we test the myth of the smell of fear. We're each going to lay in a coffin and subject ourselves to different creepy crawlies.
You know what? I am not looking forward to this experiment at all.
All right.
So scared of what's in here.
Well, you can bet it's not rainbows and bunnies.
It's worse than I ever expected. Venomous scorpions. They sting. You're horrible, sick people.
Yep, 7 minutes in a coffin full of scorpions should ensure some petrified perspiration.
Time to get in the coffin.
Oh, God, Halloween used to be my favorite holiday.
It's the moment of truth as pest wrangler Owen Merks
Good evening, gentlemen.
brings in the scorpions for Carrie's ordeal.
Oh, God.
From the get-go, Carrie is terrified. And with 30 scorpions scattered on top of her, it just gets worse. 3 minutes in, and her arachnid friends are getting a little too friendly.
Oh! That one's biting her fingernail.
Is that a sting?
It's fine. It's clawing me. Oh, actually, you know what? He thinks her nail is a bug.
Carrie tries her best to stay as still as possible so as not to disturb the scorpions.
I can't stop shaking my foot. I can't stop shaking my foot. Stop it. I can't stop it.
Wait, are you shaking it or?
No.
You know what, Carrie? I've seen you in a lot of horrible situations, but I think this is the most scared I've ever seen you.
9, 8.
Well, time flies when you're not having fun. And soon, Carrie's 7 minutes are up.
Are they all off of me?
Yeah,
You're gone.
You're totally clear.
You're good. You're good.
How do you feel? Was that fear-inducing?
Oh, my God.
We'll stick your fear pads in the freezer.
Oh. Dude.
This is the worst day. Today sucks. Oh, okay. I gotta say, being covered in scorpions when they're on your face and the uncontrollable shaking and knowing that they sting if you move worked. Oh my gosh. I was definitely scared. I'm definitely scared. I've got a good sample for you right now. There's fear drenching these right now. These are fear drenched pads.
Good job.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Oh, there's a smell to fear.
Nice work, Carrie.
Oof. Oh my God. Whew, thank God that's over.
It may be over for Carrie, but for Tori and Grant, the terror hasn't even begun.
Oh, it's burrowing. Oh!
hello, or should I say, hello. It's the MythBusters Halloween special, and we are testing the story currently that there is a certain frequency of sound too low for the human ear to hear that can still make people feel uneasy and lead them to believe that a place is haunted. We've set up 4 identical houses, but only one of them will be getting the subaural sound treatment. I am sitting on that treatment. This is a stack of 40,000 watts of speakers that will produce a sound that most people can't hear. Will it make them feel like this house is haunted? I really don't know.
Well, you're about to find out, as the first set of our 10 volunteers has arrived for a very strange meet and greet.
Howdy. In order to put our test subjects in a proper frame of mind for this experiment, we want them just a little bit spooked. And in that vein, we're having the local groundskeeper give them the lowdown on what they can expect when they're participating in this experiment. He's going to tell them that of the 4 cabins they're looking at, one of them had something bad happen in it. But it's all totally made up. Even the groundskeeper is made up.
We've got 130 cabins up here.
He is, although something about him seems strangely familiar.
You're gonna look at 4 of them. And one of those 4, something bad happened. Now, we'd like to know if you're sensitive enough to tell us which one. Thank you.
Now remember, the 19 hertz frequency is too low to be detected by the human ear. But will the wave produced be so unsettling that it convinces our volunteers that cabin 3 is haunted?
The thing is that this 19 hertz frequency is very low, and such low frequencies have the capability of penetrating walls of buildings quite well. So with that in mind, we're only going to turn it on when our test subject enters the target house, and in that way he'll have a specific reaction to that house and none of the others.
With everything set, Adam and Jamie retire to Haunted Hum HQ to watch the test.
Let's find out what they actually think. Shall we unleash the contestants on our fear parade?
One at a time.
Okay. Let's bring out the first contestant.
And that first contestant is Tiffany, who heads to cabin number 1.
Yes, we're staring at you. We're all staring at you. How do you like that?
Where she sits silently for 3 minutes until Adam gives the command to move to cabin 2.
3, 2. It's like a remote control toy. Switching to feed number 2.
And then after another 3-minute sit, she moves on to cabin number 3.
Switching to feed number 3. Confirm for me that the sound's on.
Sound is on.
Good work, thank you.
As far as Tiffany is concerned, it's the sound of silence. But does the subaural sound wave induce fear?
15 seconds.
This is trying to get a weird vibe in this room.
Well, it certainly seems like she's noticed something. And after a final 3 minutes behind door number 4, the question is, which cabin will she pick?
If you had to pick one of these 4 cabins as the spookiest, which one would you pick?
2.
2. Can you say why? Do you know why?
It just felt weird. Felt a little lightheaded when I walked in, but it just felt really weird.
Tiffany wasn't weirded out by the sound, but she's just the start, as each volunteer is klaxon through the cabins.
So, which house?
2.
I'd have to say it'd be 1.
Number 1. All right. Excellent.
But so far, their intuition isn't picking the freaky frequency in cabin number 3.
Maybe number 1 was probably the one that I felt was a little bit more tense than the rest.
None of the volunteers seem to know why they picked their cabin. But at the halfway mark, it's clear it's not down to the hum.
Well, we're halfway through our testing, and so far, house number 3, the one with the sound, is not outstanding in any way. It's not looking good for spooky sounds.
Carrie, Tori, and Grant are sniffing out if there is a not-so-sweet smell of fear. And if it exists, can anybody nose it out? Well, to find out, Carrie's been trapped in a sarcophagus full of scorpions.
Oh, God.
Because for this test, it's vital that the team feels the fear.
Once we are done torturing each other in the coffin and collecting the fear sweat, then we are gonna take our control sweat and our fear sweat and let volunteers smell both of them and see if they can smell the fear.
And Tori is next. So what fan-requested nightmare lurks in his fear future?
And it turns out I got snakes. Now, when I was a kid, I was bit by a snake, so the thought of being stuck in a coffin filled with snakes, it gives me no joy whatsoever. I mean, my first instinct would be to block it out mentally, not focus on the snakes, but we have to feel the fear so that way the fear will get into our sweat. This is gonna suck.
Okay, Owen, bring on the snakes.
One by one, 20 snakes are slithered out onto Tori.
Oh, crap.
Oh my gosh!
I'm just gonna lay this down right here.
These are the small ones?
These are the little ones.
Oh my god! Oh god, it's so big! It's so big!
Now we're done.
And as the timer starts, Tori's anxiety is clear.
I'm tired of my monkey fighting snakes and this monkey, they're just going on my shirt. Oh.
But as more snakes seek out his body heat, Tori starts to really lose his cool.
Don't move your chin.
Oh!
He wants to say hi.
Oh my gosh!
He's gonna kiss.
He's gonna give you little kisses. He wants kisses.
Until finally 7 minutes are up, and Tori can't wait to get every last snake back where it belongs.
Hey, he's my friend, all right? He's down my, yeah, he's in there. Oh, yeah. I'm exhausted. I honestly didn't think it was gonna be as bad as it was, but it was like one snake after another. And I'm not talking little snakes. I mean, they were giant. And then the worst part is they would just move around and you could feel them like looking for places to go. And one actually went up my sleeve and came out of my chest. I guarantee you, if there's a smell of fear, I captured it on this experiment.
So with Tori's sweat on ice, the lucky last to face his trial by terror is Grant. And the bad news is, rats.
Okay, I'm ready to do this.
You know what? I at first thought that I got the worst deal, and then after you, I thought you got the worst deal. But now I've smelled those rats, I think Grant got the worst deal.
Yeah, after smelling those rats, you're gonna have a good time.
50 rodents are piled up on Grant. And then Carrie asks the question Grant didn't want to think about.
Can they burrow in through clothing?
They can burrow through clothing, they can burrow through walls, they can burrow through floors. There's very little in this world that'll stop a rat.
Initially, it seems that Grant is being pestered, but he's not perturbed.
Oh, it's burrowing! Oh!
Where's it burrowing?
Oh!
I think he likes it. Maybe we should leave him alone.
No, get it out! Get it out!
Should we leave you alone?
But as the time ticks on, with the sheer quantity of rats, the terror takes hold.
You all right? Breathe. Just breathe.
Yeah, breathe.
Breathe.
There you go.
And finally, after 7 minutes of rat attack, the rodents are rounded up. And Grant's torture is terminated.
I don't want to move. Oh, it feels so gross.
There's so much poop on you right now.
Oh.
This is disgusting.
It was a wise choice to wear that cover off.
It was scary because it felt like they were biting my hands, like gnawing on my hands. And then they were trying to burrow into different places. It was not good. Not good.
Somebody hose Grant off, please.
Now, I would have to say, this is probably the most disturbing and terrifying experiment we have ever done on the show. But the thing is we had to do it. We had to be in a true state of terror in order to thoroughly test this myth. Now, there's no doubt in my mind that all of us were scared. The real question is, the sweat that we induced in this experiment, will our volunteers be able to tell the difference between this sweat and the sweat we created in the control test?
It's Dial M for MythBusters in the Spooktastic Halloween special.
What scares Adam? I do.
And there's still more tricks and treats to come.
That's the one. I'll take this one, please. Wrap it up.
Meanwhile, back at the cabins in the woods, it feels like something bad happened. It didn't, but the MythBusters are testing if a freaky frequency can persuade their volunteers it did.
Which one felt the spookiest?
2.
So far, none of the volunteers have picked Cabin 3 and its haunted 19 hertz hum. But it seems as though candidate 6 is slightly spooked.
He just said I get the weirdest feeling. It's kind of freaky.
Which house do you think was haunted?
If I had to pick one, it'd probably be Cabin 3, I think.
What was it about it that caught your attention?
I don't know. Just the way that the flooring looked and everything inside there. Maybe walking around inside there, feeling it. Felt a little different though, yeah.
One volunteer sensed the sound, but will that trend continue into the final 4?
So your final choice is?
3.
Number 3.
Yeah.
So that's 2 strikes for Cabin 3. But as the test continues,
I guess maybe it would have to be 1. I felt the most uncomfortable in the first one. When I first walked in there, I felt nervous and uneasy, and I think my heart rate felt up.
number 1 is still number 1 on the spooky chart.
I would say number 1.
Fantastic.
And that, it seems, is the final nail in the coffin for this frequency of fear.
10 tests, 10 test subjects, and I think we can definitively state that Cabin 3, the sound we put through it, did not make it the spookiest cabin. If anything, Cabin 1 was the spookiest cabin. Cabin 4, the least spooky. Now, this could be because of one of 2 reasons. Either because we had everyone enter the cabins in numerical order, the newness of the experiment and the weirdness of sitting alone in a room for 2 minutes made them the most frightened at the beginning and the least frightened at the end. The other reason is that Cabin 1 could actually be haunted, but I don't think so. How do you want to call this one?
Well, number 3 didn't get a higher score than any of the others, so I guess the tone didn't spook anybody.
19 hertz was definitely not the sound of fear. What is that over there? Whoa! This way!
Characters in horror movies have a nose for trouble. But does that trouble have a nose? Is there really a detectable scent of fear? After their close encounters of the creepy kind, the MythBusters have some seriously scared sweat samples. But before they test them on human noses, they're giving them to a mechanical nose, or the gas chromatography machine.
Now, if there is some sort of chemical difference between our fear sweat and non-fear sweat samples, this machine should be able to identify them in the parts per billion range.
Yep, and after sniffing out the exact chemical composition of both samples, it's looking good.
All right, Steve, what are the results of our tests?
Well, we've seen differences in both the fear and non-fear sweat examples in each of your tests.
Really?
Really. There's pretty good indicators that there's a difference from fear.
Well, good. That's great for our myth. I mean, now that we know that there might be a chemical difference, let's see if it can be smelled.
Absolutely, because although the machine can smell the difference, to confirm this myth, the human nose must detect it too.
All right, you guys, come on in. I promise I won't bite. Grant might.
So, for our smell of fear experiment, it'll be double blind, meaning neither the volunteers nor Tori, who's administering the test, will know what sample is what. Now, each volunteer will be given 2 jars, A and a B. There are 4 possibilities. Either A has the fear, B has the fear, they both have the fear, or neither has fear in it. What'll happen is they'll mark down the results, and at the end, we'll tally everything and see how they did.
It's a methodology that should leave no nose unturned and ensure a definitive result on whether the smell of fear can be detected. One by one, the secretion sniffers are brought in.
Take a nice deep breath.
Now, according to the gas chromatography, there is a discernible difference between samples.
It's kind of weird to be smelling another man's sweat, huh?
Yes, it is.
But is that a difference that the human nose can detect? And like an olfactory factory line, the test runs smoothly, and the volunteers nose out that aroma of anxiety.
All right, so we're halfway done. And the good news is we've got 3 right. The bad news is that's out of 36. So it's not looking good for the myth so far.
It's not looking good. And after another 6 volunteers and 36 tests,
I think my nostril hairs are starting to burn.
it seems that when it comes to smelling fear, it's not as easy as the myth would have you believe.
Now, remember, we had 12 volunteers. We put them through 6 tests each. Now, let's just say, hypothetically speaking,
All right, this is sample A.
if they were randomly guessing, just writing down any number that they thought, they'd have a 1 in 4 chance of getting the right answer. Average over 6 tests, that gives you 1.5, or somewhere between 1 and 2 right answers. Our volunteers got somewhere between 1 and 2 right answers. So basically, they didn't do any better than if they were randomly guessing. What does this mean? Well, if there is a smell to fear, the average person can't smell it.
Clearly, the average nose is altogether too average to smell the fear. But what about an expert nose?
With our smell experiment, it turns out that our volunteers had a really hard time distinguishing the difference between the smell of fear and non-fear.
What's wrong? Your nose is getting too saturated? Maybe too much fear in your nostrils?
But our gas chromatography showed that there is a difference. So, this is the last chance for this myth. We're bringing in a smell expert to see if she can detect the difference.
Enter Pamela Dalton, odor scientist and aroma authority.
All right, Pamela, so you are expert nose. Can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Well, I'm a scientist who studies how people smell odors and how that makes them behave or feel. And so in the context of that, I've smelled a lot of different odors over my career.
All right, well, it's time for us to put you to the test. Are you ready?
I am.
Just like the volunteers, Pamela takes a sample sniff and writes down her answers.
Have they told you where we've collected our samples from?
But unlike the volunteers, Pamela seems to know exactly what she's smelling.
That's a true professional at work.
In fact, after 6 tests, the results are startling.
That's 5 out of 6.
Dude, that's 83%. There's no guessing involved here. She knows.
Yep, because the chances of Pamela guessing right 5 out of 6 times are 3 in 1,000, which means this myth just won a reprieve.
Clearly, Pamela aced that test, but now we want to put her nose to the ultimate challenge. We want to see if she can pick out one fear sample amongst 20. Now, unfortunately, that fear sample has to come from someone, and that someone turns out to be me. Looks like Carrie and Grant are going to get a chance to scare the crap out of me.
Next, Adam and Jamie have a myth of grave concern.
So how do you want to test dead body disposal?
Well, you know, in the movies, they're always making like it's so easy to drag these bodies around. They're like pulling them upstairs, putting them in closets.
Right, they roll them up in a carpet and shove them in the trunk of a car.
Exactly. So why don't we set up some sort of an obstacle course where we do that with these bodies?
Dead body disposal Olympics. I love it. You know what we should finish with? Digging a shallow grave. They always make that look like it happens in just a few minutes in the movies, and I'll bet it's harder.
But the thing is that, you know, this isn't just about the weight, it's also about the shape of these bodies, so we really need to have a pretty good human analog.
You're totally right.
The Hollywood body of evidence is clear. Moving, hiding, and disposing, it's all dead easy. But could you actually carry it off in reality? Well, to find that out,
are you ready for the horror?
they've got this, a super realistic simulated cadaver, or Sindaver.
Now, our Sindaver is a fantastic human analog, but I'm gonna wrap him in some cling wrap just to keep all his bits together.
With the 150-pound Sindaver all wrapped up, the dress code is John Doe.
Excellent. There we go.
Then it's off to an abandoned warehouse where their classic crime scene obstacle course awaits.
Let me walk you through the stations of our dead body disposal test. It all begins here at the Last Supper, where our body lies dead at a table having been poisoned. We will then drag and transfer our body from the table. Oh, I said we will transfer the body from the table over to the skeletons in a closet station. In this, we shove the body in a closet. Go on. Until we can close the door. Once we can close the door, we're done with that. We open it back up, drag the body back out, and it's time for defenestration. Now, defenestration means to throw something through a window. Go on. That's exactly what we're gonna do here. We're gonna throw the body through the window. Nice work. Once it's through the window, it's time for the stairway to heaven. In the stairway to heaven, we drag the body up the stairs. You've seen that in the movies. Across the platform, then we drag the body back down the stairs. Once we've gotten the body through the stairway to heaven station, it's time for snug as a bug in a rug. Go on. In snug as a bug in a rug, we roll the body in a carpet. That is definitely something I've seen in like countless films. Once the body is fully rolled in the carpet, we drag it over to the trunk of a car where we will drive it so we can bury it in a shallow grave. That's the third one.
I'd assume that carrying around a 150-pound dummy is going to be difficult because it's going to be really awkward. With that in mind, I've set this 150-pound wad of chain up with handles on it, and we'll use this as a control and carry it through our obstacle course as a baseline and see how long it takes.
So before the stiff challenge, they'll get a control with an identical mass.
Oh, that's heavy. Oh my gosh.
Adam makes it through the defenestration easily.
All right.
But it proves to be a window of vulnerability for the Heinemann. And while Jamie's struggling, Adam has lurched over the stairs.
I'm the ghost of Christmas past.
As you'd expect, maneuvering a solid 150-pound weight takes its toll on them both. And their mafia stamina starts to fade.
I don't even know how to lift this. Actually, here we go. Dragging into the car.
But eventually,
time!
Adam made it through in just over 3 minutes, and Jamie follows shortly after.
Done.
4 minutes, 33 seconds.
That's harder than it looks. I lost it on the window. I think I spent a full extra minute there. Otherwise, Adam and I would have been about the same at 3 minutes. I think that's a fair figure to apply towards this.
Those are the control figures, but how will they compare when they bring out their dead?
Sample A.
Although the average Joe can't smell it, it seems our odor authority can detect the smell of fear.
That's 83%.
But now, to put that expert schnoz to the ultimate test.
Oh my God, these stairs do not stop.
So in order to complete our experiment, we need new fear sweat samples. Our samples are no longer viable. And that's why we're here at the Moaning Cavern in Calaveras County, California. See, we need to take this to the next level. More scary than snakes or scorpions or even rats. This cavern is 17 stories deep, basically the height of the Statue of Liberty. Tori is going to rappel down through a tight, dark space at the top, all the way down to the bottom of this cavern.
Is it too late to change my mind?
Indeed, Tori's acrophobia is MythBusters legend.
Oh, man.
There's been blood and a few tears, which makes him the perfect candidate for this ultimate cold sweat challenge.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this.
All right, buddy, we'll see you at the bottom.
Maybe.
It's one small step for Tori and one massive fear-inducing descent for this Mythbuster.
You can do it.
Shut up.
He's already freaking out.
It's like all tangled.
I know some people enjoy this, but I'm not one of those people.
It's all work and no play for Tori.
I've never seen Tori panic like this before. He's cool in every situation. He's freaking out.
Everybody has to have a weakness.
Who talked me into this?
And eventually, after 170 feet of pure terror,
Okay, bring you over. And you're on so again.
he gets back to terra firma.
That scared the crap out of me. There was a point where my ropes were tangled up there, and my arm was getting caught in the ropes, and I started slipping. I've never been more terrified on this show than this moment right now.
So you take the snakes any day?
I'll take the snakes any day.
With Tori's sample bagged and tagged,
He scared the crap out of me.
Into the freezer.
it's back to the shop, where Tori gets his revenge.
All right, now you guys got your pads in your armpits. We're gonna just start with a little jogging in place. Ready for some push-ups, and down.
For the control exercise sweat, the entire MythBusters team get a Balachi body blast.
And karate kick. And karate kick. All right. That's good. Okay. Now just cool down. Grant's gonna go around and collect your sweaty pads. Good job, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
After 20 minutes, they've got all the samples they need. The jars are lined up, and it's time to put Pamela's nose to the ultimate test.
Where's the fear? Where's the fear? Where's the fear? I don't know either.
Okay, we have 20 samples, but only one is our fear sample. Good luck.
Thank you.
With the sheer volume of sweat samples, Pamela takes her time, double sniffing some and shortlisting a few.
She's made a few selects so far. Finally, we found someone with a grosser job than us.
And after 10 minutes on the scent, has Pamela sniffed out Tori's fear?
All right, so it looks like you've narrowed it down to 3. Do you think you can smell fear?
Well, of the 3 that I picked out first, I think this one smells the most like fear to me.
Number 17.
Number 17.
Okay, the fear sample was 5. But I have to say, based on the last test where you got 5 out of 6 right, I think we can still call this one plausible. Difficult, but plausible.
It's definitely possible. It just takes years of training, and you have to get your nose right up in that sample.
Right up in there, unfortunately.
The smell of fear.
The smell of fear.
Now, this myth was really interesting, but very difficult. I mean, what is the smell of fear? People don't have that to identify. So it was really hard for our volunteers to pull it out. But our gas chromatography said there is a difference. We had to get a trained nose, and yet it was still difficult. It was a rare occurrence to be able to pull out the smell of fear. This is plausible, but very difficult to prove.
According to this movie myth, moving a dead body is dead easy. However, it's far from simple to move a dead weight. So, will it be a stiffer competition with the eerily realistic body?
I have to say, I was spent by moving around 150 pounds, and I thought that was going to be the easy part of the test. Now, I am totally not so sure. But there's only one way to find out. Here we go. All right, Jamie, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Here we go. Come on, buddy. Into the closet with you.
From the start, Adam has little difficulty maneuvering John Doe.
Okay, here we go. To the window.
Because although it weighs the same 150 pounds of the control,
Here we go. To the stairs.
the distribution of that weight
He's going much faster.
means Adam is getting the body through the course dead fast.
Time! Well, shut my mouth. I swear that was far easier than moving around a solid 150-pound weight.
Far easier. In fact, Adam got his stiff through the obstacles in less than half the time of his control.
That is surprising to me. It was a lot easier than I thought, and it was also a lot creepier than I thought. We've never had a physical analog as good as the Sindaver. And the thing about it being so good is it feels just like moving around a real body. Not that I've ever done that. It was just creepy. I'm glad to be done with this test. Are you glad to be done?
Yes, I'm done.
All right, let's go.
So now it's the Heinemann's turn at body disposal.
In 3, 2, 1. Boink.
Before you know it, John Doe is out of the closet.
Now onto the window.
And through the window.
Nice form.
Because his human form...
Oh, he's doing an interesting carpet technique.
...makes hauling him into the trunk...
The feet are sticking out of the carpet. That looks great.
...far easier than the control.
Done.
Time!
That had to be a lot quicker.
At 1 minute and 55 seconds, Jamie also halved his baseline, a result that's turned the Heinemann's expectation on its head.
Here's the thing. I can pick up a 150-pound barbell off the ground, no problem. It's got a good handle on it. I'm strong enough to do that. On the other hand, if I want to put that 150-pound barbell on my shoulder, it's a lot more difficult because it's sort of an all-or-nothing attempt, as opposed to the body, which I can pull up an arm or a leg or a torso at a time and work them through a window or into a trunk. So for this type of task, it's actually a lot easier to maneuver a body, and that really surprises us. So the movie's depiction of moving bodies around?
Surprisingly plausible.
For once, they got it right.
Indeed, they did. Let's go bury the evidence.
All right.
It may be plausible, but being able to move a body doesn't mean you can actually get away with murder.
This place looks great.
Nice place to be buried at.
I think it's a fine place to be buried.
All right.
And now, the final macabre myth of this MythBusters Halloween special.
This looks about right.
According to the movies, you can dig a shallow grave in 20 minutes flat. But just how shallow is shallow?
Now for us, that puts it down at about 2 feet deep. So that's how deep we're gonna dig our graves.
That 2-foot target seems simple enough, until you run up against the reality of solid earth.
I'm having to take little chunks at a time. This is gonna take me hours.
Yep, even a shirtless Heinemann isn't able to match the mythical 20 minutes.
The annoying thing about doing this is that I know for a fact it would take me 1 scoop of a backhoe to do the same job. Take all of 30 seconds. That's a little over 2 feet. I think that ought to be deep enough to keep the animals from getting at them. Time to chuck them in.
And after over 2 hours of digging the dirt, the myth is clearly busted.
I wish we had picked a place with nice, soft, loamy dirt.
So all that remains is to close out the show.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed the MythBusters Halloween special. Jamie, give them your Halloween wishes.
May your corpses be light and your dirt be soft.
Indeed. Happy Halloween.